Hello and welcome to Family Matters. Thank you so much for joining us. On this program, we discuss issues that affect families and individuals. And today, we're discussing a very, very interesting topic that of bride price or Lobola, as we call it here. To help me discuss this issue, I have Liz and Mike. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Liz, maybe you can just explain for the sake of some of our viewers who are not familiar with the culture, what is bride price or Lobola? I think on this program we'll call it Lobola because that's the term that we use this side.
Thank you, Sanelisiwe. Bride price or lobola, according to some cultures, is that amount or a token that is given as an appreciation that brings about ties between two families, the bride's family and the groom's family. And it is mainly meant to build a relationship that is well established and that is recognized as a legal entity, whether customarily or in the civil courts.
Right. Mike, any additions to that?
Yes, the price is paid by the groom's family
Right.
to the bride's family.
Right.
Yes,
We did something a bit different for this episode, Mike and Liz,
yes,
just to keep it a bit interesting. We asked some of our viewers and followers to just share with us some concerns or
Yeah.
questions or comments about Lobola. So I'll throw these at you, then you can answer them as we go. Is that fine?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay.
All right. The first question that we have here is that what is the biblical significance of the bride price or Lobola?
Yes. Basically, we do not have a text or passage in the Bible that explains the significance and importance of lobola, except that we can have citations where it was done. But to say exactly what is the rationale, why is it being done, the Bible has not given that explanation.
Right.
Yes.
Any additions, Liz? Are you fine with that answer?
I think that's okay.
Okay, Liz, this one is for you. What is the contemporary significance of Lobola? That would be the modern take of Lobola.
I don't think there is something that is called the modern tech.
Right.
What I can only say is maybe people have shifted from the way it was done back then to the way they are doing it now. And for example, you'll discover back then, if you check into history, lobola was just a token, like I have said,
Right.
where they would just give maybe, for example, a hole, a digging hole, to just say because our children wants to marry, here is a token of appreciation. Let us join ties together.
Right.
Contemporary, some cultures and some families within the culture, they do it in different ways. Some charge very little amounts, some charge exorbitant amounts, some may even just agree that our children are getting married. Let us have them be joined and then talk about the prices later because they will have assessed the situations on the ground.
Right. Mike?
Yeah, the general agreement historically
Mm.
is that lobola, when it started or when it was perpetuated right through history, was that it was meant to demonstrate that the groom is economically viable and ready to pick responsibility of a family. So if you fail to pay lobola, you are making a statement that I am not able to take care of a family
Right.
as yet. But today, the contemporary significance could be that it's shifting from this view to a more commercialized one in some settings.
Right.
Yes.
The next one is really just a comment from a lady who says, for us ladies, it shows appreciation and we feel worthy in a relationship. Any comment on that?
I want to believe I'm not a lady. I don't know.
Liz.
Liz is maybe let Liz
Yes.
comment first, then I can come.
Yeah.
It is very true that it gives that sense of belonging,
Right.
that this person went out of their way to give an appreciation, a token to my parents, signifying that I am valuable to him. Not that he is buying me, no, but that he is expressing his joy and his love that my parents will appreciate that we have a sensible and a responsible young man who wants to be a husband to our daughter.
Yes. You know, when I also paid lobola, I did not look at it as an expense. I had this exuberance and joy of expressing to my bride to be how much value I attached to her.
Right.
So I agree with what the lady is
That she
saying.
feels
In a sense, it's a show of appreciation. I want to agree with her.
right.
Yes.
The next one, this guy must have gone through something very interesting. He says, what relationship exists between the bride's education and the costs of the lobola? So I guess it's a situation where a person goes to lobola and they're told, my daughter has got a master's degree, therefore lobola is X amount. Mike?
This is again, it's like you are taking your daughter to stock exchange, and you are saying she is worth so many shares, and each share is so much.
Right.
We also get an idea of commercializing, where then you attach a value to education. I spent so much money educating this girl. I spent so much money doing this. So the groom must now then pay or pay me back for the value that I put in this lad.
Right.
I think it's an abuse of the system.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think on that note, the parents will have lost some direction of the significance meant for lobola.
Right.
Because even this boy, his parents sent him to school.
Yeah.
Of course.
He also was
Exactly.
sent to school.
Mhm.
By your daughter not paying lobola to him, does it mean that he is of any less value?
No.
It's a question that those who do that should think of.
Yes.
And I think it is not good because it already creates some challenges for the bride to be and the groom to be. Because they are already starting with this question that how can they charge me for sending you to school?
Mhm.
Isn't the school the right of every child,
Yeah.
whether
Yeah.
they are going to be married or,
Or
not married?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me have a follow-up on that one.
Yes.
Maybe complicate it further.
Yeah.
Imagine this bride's family. He has two daughters. One who has a master's in something,
Right.
and one who really dismally failed to go on with the school. How much are you going to charge for each of the girls?
Sure.
So if you say, hey, you went to school, you are more valuable
Then
than the
yours
one who
is-
has not gone to school, isn't it a discrimination that you are
Yeah.
showing to the girl child?
Yeah.
Yes.
Within themselves, among sisters, one will feel superior over the other. And they're already creating favoritisms within the family. And the pain that the other one feels is such that they will live to think, my parents don't love me.
Right.
Yeah.
A woman is valuable before she goes to school.
Yeah.
Yes.
A woman is valuable before she even gets rich. You are simply a being of value for simply being human. Then attaching education and attaching wealth, attaching this and that and so forth, actually is actually demeaning on the
Right.
women factor.
Right.
Yes.
The next question is something I get frequently asked as well by some of my friends who don't
Yes.
practice the lobola.
Yes.
This gentleman says here, who should benefit from lobola? Please, see you smiling. They have an answer
Yeah.
for us.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Objectively, I want to think the people who are supposed to benefit from the lobola are the bride to be and the groom to be. Why am I saying so? It is them who are starting a new relationship, a new life together. And it is them that needs the support. They need a base to start from. And I think if lobola was to be used in the proper sense, it's supposed to benefit the two in different ways. If it benefits the parents alone, I think it may be missing something. And I want to quickly say what I've seen happening is those people who charge lobola, some of them, they actually make the couple benefit more. When they come to a wedding, the lobola they are in law paid, they are son-in-law paid, they will bring it back in form of gifts and presents, and even much, much, much more than what the lobola was,
Yes.
to signify that we are happy you guys have done a good thing.
Yes.
And the lobola could have just been a test to see if you really are committed and if you love our daughter.
Right.
Mhm.
Mike?
I don't know if these figures are going to frighten anybody.
Right.
I know of cases of people that where the groom paid the bride a price of $15,000, quite a huge sum. But on the wedding day, the bride's family gave gifts. Let me talk of hard cash
Right.
that we saw being thrown in the box. Hard cash counted over 100,000 US dollars. Now tell me how many
Sure.
if factors of 15,000 are in 100,000.
Yes.
So basically, the person who benefits, where the system is not abused, the idea is to benefit the marriage that is starting, the home. That is what Lobola is meant for. It's not meant for you. It's meant for your children who is starting a home.
Yes.
But you'll find with those that are greedy, families that don't want to benefit the groom and the bride to be,
Yes.
they will not give that money on the wedding day.
Mhm.
It will be just used by themselves. And among themselves as a family, it might be only the father who consumes much of it.
Yes.
Because that person may be signifying that they are very self-centered
Yes.
and they are practicing it in such a manner that the women may not even be considered. Hence, they don't even want to give out for a gift.
But then again, one bad apple can't represent everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
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 Mike.
I like the Shona culture.
Right.
Back then, I'm not so sure what it
happens
is.
now? Yeah.
What it is
The
today.
Shona culture is in Zimbabwe.
In Zimbabwe,
Yes.
yes. What it used to be was, if you have got boys and girls, your girl gets married and the bridal price is paid. When the bridal price comes in the family, you keep it, because when your boy is going to marry,
Right.
we use this money that came from this girl. We
Okay.
then also pass it on
To the next.
to the bride's family of our son.
Yeah.
So in a way, parents were not using this money for self-centeredness or for enriching themselves. It was money that was meant to benefit their children and to facilitate
Yeah.
the marriages of their children,
Right.
not for wealth creation, as it were.
Yeah.
Right. I think at this point, let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll just deal with more questions that we have here, because they're very, very interesting ones. Please don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Family Matters. Today we're discussing a very interesting topic of bride price or lobola. Mike and Liz, before the break, we're taking some questions that we asked our viewers or followers to send to us about lobola, the concerns that they have.
Yes.
And the next one, very interesting one. A gentleman here is asking, if lobola signifies appreciation, why is it not a matter of free will? Mike, I'll give that to you first.
Why is it not a matter of free will?
Yeah.
It's a pretty difficult question for me to answer. But traditionally, there has always been a price tag that is set by the bride or family.
Right.
And I think we need to respect that. Yes, fine. Even if there is a price tag, you are still extending an appreciation. Don't focus much on the price tag. Just focus on the appreciation that you are extending.
Right.
Yes, don't make an issue of why is there a price tag.
Right. Liz?
And I think it's even though it's like that, there is still free will. You either decide to pay the lobola or not to pay the lobola and break the relationship.
Right.
So you are not coerced to say you just have to pay, but indirectly, it is sort of required that pay something towards this person.
Right.
And indicate that you are able. It is actually a way of challenging a man that before you get our daughter, are you able to take care of them? And this is what is signified by the bridal price.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not a matter of free will in the sense of I should decide to pay the lobola, but it is the free will to pay with a happy heart,
Right.
to say, this is what I want, and I respect this bride to be of mine. I want to be in good relations with her people as well.
Right.
Yes.
Like anything else?
Yes. But I want to agree with the spirit of this particular question
Yes.
that um, even if there is going to be a price tag, let it continue to show that we are engaged in some form of appreciation. That appreciation is the major issue here, that you are marrying our daughter
Right.
and you're welcoming you as our son-in-law.
Mm.
But if the price gets to certain levels where they raise eyebrows, then it moves away from appreciation to commercialization, and then it creates challenges at that point.
Mm.
Yes.
Now, next one, I'll pass it on to you, Mike, as a pastor.
Yes.
The gentleman here is asking, why does the church not come up with a set of principles on understanding lobola and traditional marriage is equally recognized by God? Why is marriage any less official after it's agreed between parents and more? No, why is marriage any less official after it's agreed between parents and more official after the church officiates?
Yes. Let me first of all say, marriage is the domain of the state
Yes.
and the laws of the land. It is the state that stipulates that we have something called civil marriage,
Right.
and we have something that we call customary marriage.
Right.
And then the church can then fit in those laws. The church cannot stipulate marriage laws for the state.
Yes.
And therefore, a marriage that is customary, where lobola is involved, is a critical issue, is still authentic. It is an authentic marriage.
Yeah.
It's, even though people don't go there and take drinks and dance and celebrate, but for as long as the process of lobola and the two parties, the bridal family and the groom's family, meet and they give each other the terms of exchange and bargain and agree, and the price is paid, and then the bridal family says, you can have your wife.
Right.
Yeah.
That, in our nation like Zimbabwe, it is an authentic marriage,
Yeah.
Right.
because both the parties agreed,
Yes.
the price was paid. But of course, we still encourage, even the state of Zimbabwe encourages that you need to go to the customary court and have that marriage registered.
Yeah.
It's good for you to have that marriage registered. But even before it is registered, when you have paid the full bridal price, and the group, what do you call it? The bride's family says you can have your wife.
Yeah.
At that point, in a Zimbabwean understanding,
Right.
you are married.
Right.
You get the point. And this marriage is not less authentic
No.
as compared to the one that is done at church or at the magistrate. So a civil marriage has its legalities and significance and is good in its own right.
Right.
A customary marriage has its advantages and disadvantages,
Yeah.
and it is authentic in its own right.
Yes.
You are not more married when you get the civil marriage and less married when you get the customary one.
So what we're establishing here is that we've got, in our understanding, in our culture, we've got two types: the customary marriage
Exactly.
and the civil marriage.
Yes.
Both are equally important.
Yes.
Both are equally okay.
Yes. So you choose what you want based on the benefits that come from each.
Right.
But for the church to say, if you marry customarily on the African soil, you are not married until you have a civil marriage. No, you'll have a problem with the state.
Okay.
Yes.
And actually, the church doesn't say that. If there is any church that
Yes.
is saying that, it is operating on lack of information.
Right.
Exactly.
They may
yes.
need to go back and consult with their marriage officers what they are taught before they become marriage officers,
Right.
so that they operate accordingly and not interpret these two marriages differently. The advantages of each marriage, it's up to the people that are getting married do you want this advantage or do you want this advantage?
Mm.
And just give the advice that the customarily one, if it's done right in the village, take it a step further to go and have it registered. Otherwise, the church recognizes it without any second thoughts about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
I think it is important for church people, including church leaders,
Mm-hmm.
to understand laws of marriage in each judicial domain.
Right.
Otherwise, you tell people that you are not married when those people are legally married in the view of law. They are married, but according to you, they are not married.
Right.
But having said that, I would want to encourage our viewers to rather opt for the civil marriage if they can. Even if you are customarily married,
Mhm.
you can still choose to say, okay, this marriage is good, but let me go to this one because of the legal provisions
And protection.
and protection that it provides. The customary one is its own. Some customary marriages allow polygamy. And
Okay.
you cannot say my husband is now marrying a new wife. No, that marriage allows that. This is why,
Okay.
as a church, the church is the steward of its membership. It
Okay.
can encourage its members to say, look, I think this is a better marriage, a better option, because it will save you from these inheritance challenges, from these other
Right.
implications that come from this type of marriage.
That is well put.
That is the role of the church.
Right.
But to say you are not married, you are married.
Right.
I think we have a problem when the church looks at other types of marriage and say you are not married.
Right. The next one, one of the last one that we can check because of time on this particular topic, I think is very important. Question here is there a relationship between lobola payment and ancestor worship?
Right. It's let me say yes and no.
Okay.
Yes. For a Christian who does not believe in ancestral existence but believes in a culture of showing appreciation through lobola, there is no relationship whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But you may also have people whose religion is based on African theology and ancestral worship. Whether it is sickness, whether it is finding a job and whatever, they always bring in the idea of their ancestors in that kind of thing.
Mm.
No wonder why, if you do not pay that lobola and maybe a senior person dies, as I'm saying, and misfortune hits the family, the traditional healers will kind of do their chanting thing and whatever, and then they'll tell you, no, you know why you have this misfortune? It's because you have not yet paid lobola.
Yeah.
This is where the ancestral worship comes in. But lobola by itself is neutral.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So depending what your belief system is.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, that's right. So Liz, is it possible for a family or a couple to totally disregard lobola and go a different way in the African culture, in our culture specifically? Because I don't know, some African cultures, not everybody does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very possible,
Mm-hmm.
depending with the complications usually that the couple faces in terms of exorbitant lobola. A couple may decide that we are not going to be stopped from being together. We have the right to go the civil way, where they decide to go and get married in the courts or maybe even at the church
Mm-hmm.
and live together, and their marriage is a valid marriage.
Right.
But that option is only valuable for as long as the two of you are alive in terms of the expectations of the parents-in-law, your wife's parents. They will not have anything to do to stop you from going through the civil marriage where you are not forced to say pay lobola first, because you can just go the two of you and have the magistrate marry you. But come the day of death, if the wife dies before the husband dies, culturally, it will come back where the parents will say, we want our lobola.
Sure.
They will not come
On the
to
funeral
the.
day.
They will not come for the funeral, and they will put down their foot that our daughter is alive.
Mm.
Ours is not dead. So, if ours is dead, pay the lobola first. Then we can talk that our daughter is dead.
Sure.
They will not come and have you bury that child, that girl, or that woman until you pay. You will have your relatives all gathering and running up and about to collect this lobola. And when it is paid, then they can say, now we can hear you. Our daughter has died. Let us bury the daughter.
Sure. Mike, as you're talking, as a young person, I'm just thinking, because I come from a very Christian background,
Yeah.
and I'm a bit confused to think that if I get married and we don't have the customary marriage, and it's a civil marriage, and I don't go through the lobola, and I die, how then can my parents as Christians approach this whole situation without having to go through what Liz was just talking about? Because for me, it's a bit confusing to say we're Christians, but you're telling my in-laws that they can't bury me because as far as they're concerned, there's no lobola, therefore I'm not dead. So,
Maybe before Mike answers,
mm,
I want to say what I've just told you.
mm,
These are some people, some families that do that.
right.
There are some people, even though they may not be Christians, they are culturally based, they will just wink an eye and let go.
Okay.
It's some people, even within the same culture, same tribe, some families may just say, okay, we have lost, and that's it. And
Right.
they will just let it go.
Okay.
But in most cases, the tribe and the families, they'll come together and say, we will not bury until the lobola is paid.
Sure. Mike?
Christianity is a way of thinking, it's a way of doing things. It's a very significant philosophy. I'm not trying to downplay other religions, but this is how I view, because I'm a Christian.
Right.
You need to be forgiving.
Right.
You need to be forgiving.
Man, I wish we had the whole day to discuss this topic, but unfortunately, our time is really, really run out. But I'm sure that we'll be able to carry on this conversation on our Facebook pages, and you'll be able to interact
Yeah.
with our viewers and our followers as well. Unfortunately, our time has run out, and I'm sure that you've enjoyed the topic today. And for those of you who don't practice the Lobola culture, I hope that you've learned one or two new things about what we do in this part of the world. If you have any questions about this topic, please feel free to contact Liz and Mike on the details that are on the screen right now, and they'll answer you as best as possible. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.